And here we sit ready for the show. And as I sit here going for the news, more and more Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton this, Hillary Clinton that. Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. Why, ladies and gentlemen, why are you so interested in Donald Trump? Why are you so interested in Hillary Clinton? A good friend of mine pointed out that whoever we have in the office, no matter who they are, America is going to suffer. Well, isn't that any in the history of the presidency, whoever we choose, there is a chance that America is going to fall because of them. There's always a complaint. When Reagan was in office, there was a complaint. When FDR was in office, there was a complaint. When Taft was in office, there was a complaint. When Abraham Lincoln was in presidency, there was. When George Washington, Richard Nixon, JFK, whoever goes into the office, there is complaining. There's people with their heads not screwed on right. There's people that have to complain. There are people that have to become ignorant. There are people that have to become sick in the mind. There's people that have to suffer and make others suffer. It's gone on since the beginning of the presidency, all the way back to George Washington, and even before that. Whoever was elected, whoever was told that they would be an official, I don't care if you elect them, or you appoint them, or you put them in the position, there's people going to complain. So these complaints that I see are just dumb. Stop complaining, folks. Think about what the person is going to offer us as U.S. citizens, offer us as America, our country. I don't care if you're a U.S. citizen or not. The country itself, the whole United States of America, what are they going to offer us? There's 50 states. God knows what the population of America is. I don't know. I can read it online. I can find out in books. I can do some research, but it doesn't really matter because it's probably going to change today when 100 babies are born. So what are we going to do for our children? What are we going to do for our relatives? What are we going to do for our next door neighbor? It may not be political. You may have a neighbor like me. It's not very political. I've gotten political this year. I've gotten political last year. But the last election, I got political. This election, I got political. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter because there's thousands like me out there that are not very political. Now, there's some people that are extremely political, and they will argue with you, and you end up walking away from them because you don't want to deal with their BS. You don't want to deal with the bullshit they have. Then there's people that are political that are very nice to talk to, and they're wonderful to talk to, and you stay and talk and learn stuff from each other and have debates and whatever. Well, that's the way it is. That's everything I see this week, folks. Welcome to The Wade Show, www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcasting.com. We are up on tunein.com. Diversity Broadcasting Network. And Renee is doing very well with this network, and I'm proud to be up here. I'm proud to be speaking to you today. I'm proud to be speaking to you about what's going on. My website has changed a little. We're now into the month of August. I believe it is almost the first week into the August month. www.thewadeshow.com for everything that's going on with us. Also, www.theparanormal agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paranormal Agenda. We're working on a new paranormal show. Doing very well with that. Let's give a great big hello out to Let's Talk Ghost and those guys. That show is wonderful to watch. We have some other shows that are wonderful to watch. www.thewadeshow.com. Like I said earlier when I started this program, it's the political stuff that is running through my head. The political stuff that is ongoing. It's sickening. It's sad. It's depressive. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. But I have to, because that's what's going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that's political. War, political. Countries fighting with each other, political. People arguing over rules and regulations of their countries and states and laws, and that's political. So that's what we see. What we're dealing with. We're dealing with also what I call shitty mannerisms, because people can't get their head out from inside of their ass and develop some means of cooperation. Fighting over who's going to become president is one fight that I don't believe is worth it. The fight would be our local senators and congressmen having offices for 36 years, 20 years, 15 years, 25 years, whatever. I got a list of these guys, a whole list I've been given since our last program. And it's a routine of these people going into these fields time and time again, hours and hours and hours and hours, days and days, months and months, years and years, and I can keep going. Eternities with these people being in this environment, being in the political structure, being in the political office. Maybe it's time for a change. Our local offices change here where I live every whatever it is, very heavily. Sometimes it doesn't change, but the person changes, the ideas change. So if you're going to write to your senators and congressmen and all this, maybe somebody new in the office would be good. They're going to retire. The person in there right now will retire. They'll have some good retirement. They'll have some good money coming in when they retire. After all, they were senators or congressmen or representatives. And it's good. So why not have somebody new? But when we pick the new person, we got to understand that they're representing us. And that's what people forget. The presidency, the Senate, the House, Congress, whatever representative we elect, here in the United States at least, represents us. If I have an issue, I have a right to let them know, and I have a right to have an answer back. I've written to them twice this year. Since January, I've written them on 2 issues. I've written to them in years past, and I've never gotten an answer. Gotten a phone call, maybe an intern, calling me up on the phone, telling me, asking me a little bit more information, but I never got any to talk to the guy themselves. And I realize you get thousands of phone calls, but my issue I would have liked to have, as I sit here and yawn for the conversation, I would like to have a report. I'd like to have something said that something was done, or they're looking into it, or that they're going to act upon what I called in for or wrote to. Maybe somebody writing me back saying, hey, this, and this, and that would be wonderful, but it doesn't happen. And that's what pisses me off. That's what makes me angry. That's what frustrates me about our government. We're supposed to be electing these people to do a job. If they don't do a job, and I'm sure, right now, let's pause for a moment and say if we were hired to do a job by them and we didn't do the job, they'd fire us. So why can't we fire them for not doing the job? And I realize, folks, some of you are getting your panties up in a bunch. Some of you are coughing and gagging and ready to throw your fist at the radio. I realize some of you are ready to turn the station and say, hey, to hell with this man. But wait a minute, stop. I realize there's so many of you out there. I realize there's so many problems. That one person can't fire the guy. They can't be fired. Okay? They can't be. Get it through your head, as I yawn again for the conversation, but get it through your head that they can't be fired. We can't do anything about what Obama's done or hasn't done or anything. We can't do anything about what anybody has done. These people are in office. They can't be fired. But 1,000 people, 2,000 that disagree with them, they should listen to us. They should have more than C-SPAN or Court TV or the legislative, whatever media, whatever they call it on there that shows what they're doing. They should be more informative They make a law, and the people don't even understand what it is. Oh, as I yawn again, God, this morning's been tiring. This afternoon's been tiring, and now I'm going into the show, and it's tiring, and late night's going to be tiring, and the whole day is nothing but tiredness. It really is, folks. It really is. Either that or I'm getting tired of talking about this conversation. All day today I've been tired. All day thinking about coming up to the show I've been tired. All day thinking about doing this program this evening for you. We're into the late night 10 o'clock spot now. Well, it's not late night, but it's almost late night. And I just feel, as I yawn again, as I drink another water, as I do something to stay awake on this tired topic, but I'm going nowhere with it. Who out there is listening to me? Who out there is hearing me? Who out there's opinions honestly count? www.thewadeshow.com. You can contact me up there. I have an email. It just gets that way. I want to know from you, the listening audience, what you think. Do you think we should have shorter terms? Do you think we should have things going on? Do you think we should put ourselves in something else? Do you think we should manage ourselves differently? Do you think we should have things that we do differently and process differently and structure differently? You think that we should do things differently. And if you do think we should do things differently, what do you think we should be done? That's what I want to discuss on later programs down the road. I don't want to discuss how you hate Hillary, how you hate Donald Trump, how you hate the entire world because of who we're going to elect. And I'll tell you right now, folks, I may not elect anyone. I may not even vote. A lot of you are saying, well, how does that help? Well, put it on the ballot. I do not think either one should be. Because that shows that you have Hillary, you have Donald Trump, and then you have how many people don't want either one. Now, there is a Green Party out there, ladies and gentlemen. There is a Green Party, as I yawn again and drink another glass of water here. Yeah, okay. There is a Green Party out there, I guess you call it, with a woman running. I don't know much about it. I found that out the other day. I'm doing more research before I start talking about it. And I wrote to them, and of course, they don't write back. What is this with people that want something from us? They sit there and say, I want something from the American people. I want to be voted for. I want to be elected. I want to be popular. I want to be the number one. I want to be in the office. I want to be paid more. I want to raise taxes. I want to lower taxes. They want all these wants. The basic wants of every politician, but yet when we vote for them, they never speak to us again. Or we call them up and say, hi, what are your issues, and what do you mean by A, B, C, and D? They only answer A, which everybody in the world knows what it is, but I wanted more information, and then they mention D again as if it's an advertisement, and skip B and C and don't care to even express anything of what I wrote to them. I wrote to a senator this year, and I wrote to a local one, New York local legislative here, and they sent me an advertisement about voting for them and what they stand for. That has nothing about what I wrote about. I knew what they stood for. I knew what the advertisement was. I wanted to know more information dealing with stuff that I see as a worry and stuff like that. And they don't even take the time to write back to you or anything. I'm beginning to think that they don't care. Because if Hillary's legislation, as I yawn again. See, I'm getting tired of talking about this, and that's why I'm yawning, I believe. But anyways, I got to keep going. So Hillary Clinton's legislated. Hillary Clinton's party or offices or whatever it is. And Donald Trump's. I wrote to both. Donald Trump's actually wrote me back. They gave me some answers to what I needed clarity on. Hillary Clinton's just sent me a thing to put in my yard. Literally, a sign to put in my yard. That doesn't answer any of my questions. It doesn't tell me anything. That's an advertisement. That's it. Now, why would I want to do that? If I was running for something or wanted to do something, the people would say, hey, look at this, and I would try to answer them. Yes, I look at 1,000 envelopes, and I would go through them, sort out through the hate mail. You get a friend together or whatever, their office or part of whatever it is. You sort out the hate mail. You sort out the nice mail saying, hey, you're wonderful. Sort out the horrible mail with people saying, I hate you. And then the hate mail comes in of all the threats and the bullshit. And then you have people honestly answering you questions. Why can't you jot something down? Jot it down on a piece of notebook paper, for God's sake. One of those big yellow legal pads, and say, hi, you wrote in saying this, and this is what I'm going to do for that, and da-da-da-da-da. Or type it up. This is what I'm doing for A, B, C, and D, and then send it to people. Maybe like a routine letter for all the people that ask the same question. Okay? Maybe the same people that want to know if you're going to lower taxes and what's your idea. Write down that stuff when somebody asks it. And send it. If they ask the same questions and you got 50 people asking the same question, send 50 of the letters out to these people. It's not that hard. Not that hard to tell somebody, this is my view of that. These 50 people want to know that. Write it up and send them a letter saying it. That's it. That's all I want from you people, is when I ask you a question to honestly listen to me as somebody that voted for you and made you an office. Donald Trump, the office has. I wrote to him about something and some issues I had. They wrote back to me. I got a letter. It looked like a form letter or something like I just mentioned. Maybe 1,000 people asked the same question. I don't know. But they did it. And then they put a phone number on there. I left a message with that, and somebody called me on the phone. I talked to them very, very, very briefly. They were very brief, and I got my answers answered. Why? Because he's a businessman. And he knows that somebody wants to do business with him. This is a business adventure. I've said it more than once. Donald Trump is a businessman. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. He wants that position. He's going to look good as if this was an interview. He's going to look good as if this was a business deal to make sure that you want his product. His product now is being president of the United States. We are the customer, and we are going to get him to be the president of the United States. That's what he looks at. Hillary Clinton looks at this as a political deal. She looks at this as an advancement. You people vote for me because I can do this. And that's what we have to sit down and think about. We can't argue about it, like I said. We can't fuss about it, like I said. We can't be stupid about it, like I said. The people in America, we're thinking about our future. Our futures are already ruined. They've probably been ruined by 17 presidents before the one that's coming up next. I just looked at the clock here, and I have an advertisement coming up, but that doesn't mean anything, because I'm going to continue my conversation about this. That doesn't mean anything. 15 to 16, 20 presidents, 25, 100 presidents. I don't know how many they are. I think there's 40-something of them. But anyways, the last 4 presidents, 5 presidents, all the way back to Nixon, has ruined different stuff along the way. So there's nothing the next president can do to fix any of the things that are already ruined. Stop thinking about that. The jobs in America are ruined. The money is ruined. The taxes are ruined. The structure is ruined. The I want to go to the grocery store is ruined. I want a birthday gift and a structured settlement and all that. That's ruined. We have to think of that, folks. We have to think about what we're doing, why we're doing it, where we're doing it, how we're doing it, when we're doing it, and what we're doing it with. And I'm going to tell you that half of this stuff is going on is really been going on for a while now. Every presidency, every election, this stuff happens the same way. I could look at Obama's election. I could look at Bill Clinton's election, Reagan's election. George Bush's election, Nixon's election, JFK's election, the presidents before that, FDR's presidency, Lincoln's presidency, any of the presidential elections you want to look at, as far back as you want to go. Carter's election, I can't think of all these presidents. Taft's election, the presidents' names are coming to my head. They each had the same problems. One person hates them, one person likes them, and there's somebody in the middle that can't get any answered and don't want to vote. That's the way it is. And the people that don't want to vote are the people that they should be going for. Not the person that says, I don't want to vote for you. Okay, whatever. Oh, I'm for you. I want to vote for you. Okay, whatever. Why doesn't all these 50 people right here don't want to vote for me? Let's get them so they can vote for me. Or let them have a decision in voting for the other person. Let's get them so they want to vote. Somehow, the person's going to hit a button in a voting booth and choose someone. Hopefully it'll be me. Hopefully it'll be them. Hopefully, whatever the case may be. That's what we should go after, folks. That's what we need right now, to go after that person that doesn't want to stand in the voting booth and color in a little circle or push a little button or go on a computer and type in a name or whatever it is. That's the person we should go after. Folks, it's www.thewadeshow.com. www.diversitybroadcasting.com. We're here. This is The Wade Show. We got to go on a break, folks. We have to do the break. I'm sorry. I know I'm in the middle of this great conversation. Hopefully, we'll get back to it. Maybe. Read some emails because I see I still have some left over that I haven't gotten to yet. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcasting.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, author and space scientist Stephanie Osborne here. Please join me for my new show. The Osborne Cosmic Weather Report is a 5-minute weekly segment that informs listeners about solar and space weather activity, such as sunspots, flares, auroras, comets, meteor showers, as well as space news, historical space anniversaries, and more. For specific air times, check the schedule on your favorite radio station.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Angelic Comfort. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive empath, Reiki master, ordained minister, spiritual counselor, and a spiritual guide. Angelic Comfort offers angel readings, spiritual counseling and guidance sessions, spirit communication, energy work workshops, and even private gallery events. We have an on-site shop that, once purchased, each item is individually infused with Reiki energy to help you with any energy work that you may need. Also, we have many posts and blogs on the site that help you to become enlightened a little bit more, or even to help you in a time of need. So please stop by Angelic Comfort today at www.angelic-comfort.com.
And what about this, about Lucille Ball statue in the park? Wonderful article about it. Lucille Ball, as we all know, was a wonderful, wonderful actress. A new statue going up in the park she played in as a child. It says here in the article, NPR actually had a good attitude article on it, a few others. New Lucille Ball statues replaces scary one in her hometown, Scary Lucy. The new statue of the Queen of Comedy will unveil this weekend in her hometown in Celeron, New York. And unlike the old one, this one actually looks like the Lucy everyone loves. The new life-size bronze statue was done by Carolyn Palmer, who won a national competition involving more than 65 sculptors for the honor of crafting a statue, and will be unveiled on August 6th. It would have been Ball's 105th birthday. The new statue was commissioned to replace another sculpture unveiled just 7 years ago. Cities complained the original didn't even resemble Ball, and it soon came to be known as Scary Lucy. Its creator, artist Dave Poland, apologized for the work and offered to remake the sculpture. Public demand for a new statue started in 2012 after the New York playwright Tom Andola created a Facebook page titled "We Love Lucy. Get rid of this statue." 3 years later, the story, the growing number of fans joining the call for the statue went viral, prompting Celeron Mayor Scott Sharasgos, I'm having trouble even pronouncing that, to organize a committee to find a new sculpture for the statue. Artist Carolyn Palmer started a new creation 9 months ago, in a period during which she watched and rewatched episodes of I Love Lucy, groundbreaking sitcom that made Ball TV star in the 1950s. Palmer says the research was key to sculpturing not just Ball's movements, but also a sense of the era. As for the Scary Lucy statue, it's moving to a new home in Jamestown, New York. Other things here, and other things are happening, but that is something that we are all about here. As I look at the time, however, we're getting into some of the other things, so let's go and start getting into those other things. And what do you know, as I start talking about Lucille Ball, I got a few emails telling me how wonderful she is, and I better watch my mouth. And also, I noticed my air conditioning has been absolutely horrible, absolutely loud, absolutely disgusting. So I apologize to that. But it's hot. 92 degrees in the house. 92 degrees with a fan, air conditioning. It's absolutely horrible, folks. I want you to stay cool, drink plenty of water. I could tell you that a bunch of times. I could tell you that millions of times. I could tell you that 100 times. I could tell you that 151 times. But it's not going to do any good. Not going to do any good. Not at all. Not at all, folks. Not at all. Alright, folks, we're running into the top of the broadcast, www.thewadeshow.com. Write me an email, look at our archives, look at our news stories we're following, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. If you run your small business, independent business, let us advertise for you. Let us get the word out about your business. If you're a small, independent singer, songwriter, musician, music player, maybe you got some music or an album you want to have some songs played, we'll do that for you. We love the independent artist. Let us know. August is going to be a great month for that. More music, more stuff happening. www.thewadeshow.com is what you're listening to, folks. Don't forget to go up and listen to the archives. And do not forget, folks, that our archives have all of our shows. This week's show is going to be very short and simple. I promised an hour of entertainment, and I promised an hour. I've promised routinely to have a small show this month for the other big shows to come into play. That's not always happening. That's not always something that can happen. That's not always something that we can do. And I apologize for that. I apologize for not being able to have the shows. I apologize for not being able to have what we need to have. But it sometimes works that way. Sometimes it goes on that way, especially when we have breaks, especially when we go into stuff, especially when we have limited resources, as we do. And we do. We have limited resources here at the show. The phone's not working. The guest calls off. I could go on forever and ever and ever and ever complain. I could go back into, as we started the program, back into Donald Trump. I could start complaining about all of this monarchy stuff. I haven't even one break I think I've taken during this whole program today. And that's because we haven't gotten it. If you are an independent artist, folks, independent artist, music, songwriter, singer, music producer, any of those things in the music industry, the independent music industry, come on and let us play your music. Come on the show and let us play that music that you have, that wonderful music that you do. I would be glad to play the music for you. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Let us know what genre you do. Let us know how you do. Let us know what music you play. And let us help you get noticed. If you are a small business, ladies and gentlemen, small entrepreneur, maybe a sole proprietorship, please let us help your business grow with our advertising packages. Again, the website, www.thewadeshow.com or www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Okay, they're out of the way. I'm not very keen on advertisements this week. I'm having some problems with the getting stuff downloaded and uploaded. Today's going to be a very short show. The second half of the show, we were supposed to have a guest again, and the guest called out. Again, the guest called out, so you suffer, the audience suffers. I don't know if it's a funny game people like playing. I don't know what's going on. And yes, I know our iBlog TV chat room here is saying they hear the air conditioning. You hear the window open. You hear the fan. It's hot, folks. It's hot. It's boiling hot. I'm up in New York, and the temperature at this point in time right now, our temperature is 71 degrees. In this house, it's 98 degrees in this house. The fan, the air conditioning is on. I keep shutting the air conditioning off. I can't do it anymore. I can't shut it off anymore. I can't do it. I can't shut the fans off. It's boiling. It's absolutely disgusting in here. And we're running up to the top and bottom half of the program. So what I'm going to do is I am going to say we're at the top of the program where I have to get out of here. I'm going to say we're going on one more break and then we'll end the show. Folks, we'll be right back right after this.
Hi, author and space scientist Stephanie Osborne here. Please join me for my new show. The Osborne Cosmic Weather Report is a 5-minute weekly segment that informs listeners about solar and space weather activity, such as sunspots, flares, auroras, comets, meteor showers, as well as space news, historical space anniversaries, and more. For specific air times, check the schedule on your favorite radio station.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Angelic Comfort. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive empath, Reiki master, ordained minister, spiritual counselor, and a spiritual guide. Angelic Comfort offers angel readings, spiritual counseling and guidance sessions, spirit communication, energy work workshops, and even private gallery events. We have an on-site shop that, once purchased, each item is individually infused with Reiki energy to help you with any energy work that you may need. Also, we have many posts and blogs on the site that help you to become enlightened a little bit more, or even to help you in a time of need. So please stop by Angelic Comfort today at www.angelic-comfort.com.
Quick break for everybody, quick show for everybody this week, the Olympics. Mentioned the Olympics earlier. The Olympics are going on, folks. Believe it to be the Summer Olympics. The Olympic news, I don't know, the ceremonies for the United States, in the language that it's spoken, we were early in the lineup this year. We were early in the other lineup. Summer Olympics 2016. Men's road race, women's 100-meter butterfly, women's 400 individual medley, women's individual, women's team. Medal standings. Nothing yet so far, according to this thing here. Let's go through the countries of the medals. 0. What's with that? Why are there no medals? Rio 2016 Summer Olympics. I'm going to be watching wrestling because that's my favorite, folks. I said I was going to end the show and I haven't done it yet. I think Rio's in Brazil. But opening ceremony tonight with the Estrella Martinez all sets to put on a sparkling show for the world. Rio ready to welcome the world. The Olympic Games. Rio in 2016. Sports. Everything's here. Golf is even on this list. I don't believe it. But anyways, folks, I got to get going. We're here. We're doing wonderfully. I got to get out of here because the next show is coming on. I told her an hour or under this month. But this month, starting, this is the last time we're doing this. We're doing more better shows coming up. And we're going to get the phones fixed. So, folks, I got to go. I'll see you later, folks. See ya. I'm out of here. Next show coming up. Great to have you with me. I'll see you next time.